What if the most dangerous man in a society is the one who tells the truth? A life that refused to be silent. There are moments in history when a single human voice becomes louder than an entire city. Not because that voice shouted, but because it refused to lie. Socrates lived in a time when Athens called itself the greatest democracy on earth. A city of freedom. A city of art, debate, and progress. And yet, this same city sentenced one of its own citizens to death, not for violence, not for betrayal, but for asking questions. Socrates did not write books. He did not build monuments. He did not lead armies. What he did was far more dangerous. He made people uncomfortable with themselves. A man without status, Socrates was not born powerful. He came from a modest family. His father was a sculptor. His mother a midwife. This detail matters, because later, Socrates would describe his own method of teaching as midwifery, not giving people knowledge, but helping them give birth to their own ideas. He did not dress well. He did not care for wealth. He walked barefoot through the streets of Athens. To many, he looked like a nobody. And that was precisely his strength, because he could speak to anyone, rich or poor, young or old, politician or worker. And he asked them all the same question. Do you really know what you think you know? The most dangerous question. Athens valued rhetoric, the art of persuasion. People were trained to speak beautifully, convincingly, confidently. Socrates distrusted all of that. He believed that confidence without truth was poison. So instead of teaching answers, he taught questions. He would approach people in public spaces, the marketplace, the gymnasiums, the streets, and he would ask simple questions. What is justice? What is courage? What is goodness? At first, people answered easily, confidently. But then Socrates would ask again and again, until their certainty collapsed. And in that collapse, something terrifying appeared. They did not actually know why this was so threatening. Socrates did not humiliate people out of cruelty. He believed that admitting ignorance was the beginning of wisdom. But Athens did not hear wisdom. Athens heard danger. Because when people realize they don't truly understand justice, they begin to question laws. When they doubt their understanding of virtue, they begin to question leaders. When they stop pretending to know, they stop obeying blindly. Socrates was not attacking individuals. He was shaking the foundation of social certainty. The inner voice. Socrates often spoke about something unusual, a daimonion, an inner voice, not a voice that told him what to do, but a voice that warned him when he was about to do something wrong. It never commanded, it only restrained. This inner voice did not make him powerful. It made him careful and deeply loyal to his conscience. Socrates believed that obeying this inner moral compass was more important than obeying any authority, even the state. A city at war with itself. Athens was not at peace. It had endured wars, political instability, fear of internal collapse. In times like these, societies look for someone to blame, someone who doesn't fit, someone who refuses to play the game. Socrates was old, uncompromising, unimpressed by power. He influenced the youth, not by telling them what to think, but by teaching them how to question. That alone was enough to make him dangerous. The accusation. Eventually, Athens decided to act. Socrates was accused of 2 crimes: corrupting the youth, not believing in the gods of the city. In other words, he was accused of teaching people to think for themselves and of following his conscience over tradition. The trial was public, and Socrates did not beg. He did not flatter the judges. He did not ask for mercy. He did something unthinkable. He spoke honestly.